Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between TGW and WarchiefRich. This game taken from the ESL Pro Tour qualifier from Europe, as WarchiefRich has spawned as the blue Night Elf player over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right we have TGW spawning as the red undead. Undead versus Night Elf in this 1v1 matchup. Looking forward to seeing what these players will be bringing to the table, as we're already looking at, an Ancient of War being placed down by WarchiefRich. What strategies will WarchiefRich be employing in this matchup? And I guess the question of the day has been, with Undead, is it going to be a Crypt Lord or someone else? Crypt Lord and or, excuse me, allergies are acting up. Yeah, Crypt Lord probably perhaps a very favorable hero as of late, but I've seen a gradual departure from that Crypt Lord as more and more players are being able to find the proper counters. Death Knight is currently in position here, and this is one of those situations which is why meta and trying to balance a game as complicated as WarCraft 3 with 4 races is. As changes are made, players will all of a sudden start making changes and trying to change up balance and trying to figure out the new strategies. And oftentimes those new strategies are not overpowered. It's just that the proper counters have not been discovered yet. And then, by the time things finally start to stabilize, there may already be pitchforks and torches, and calling for drastic changes when they really aren't needed. Just one of those things to consider when a lot of people start to give the makers of the game a hard time, whatever game the real-time strategy game could be. It has gone back to your classic Demon Hunter versus Death Knight, though, as the Demon Hunter makes its way off to the north. Gonna see if the Death Knight shows up. Death Knight has Unholy Aura, no mana burn there, as TGW simply runs on by. Demon Hunter gonna try to close in that distance, but that Death Knight with Unholy Aura does move around very quickly. Alright, Death Knight already wandering back here. Archer is trying to get that last shot. What's going on? Death Knight is going to get that last kill right there. Oh, who gets the kill? Oh, the Archer could have gotten that kill, but I believe it did not, as the Demon Hunter now makes its way back over, going after a skeletal minion instead. Archer going to be standing next to perhaps some Moonwells, and there's only 2 Moonwells here, not a third one under construction. I am a bit surprised by that, as the Death Knight now tries to back away, perhaps trying to use another Rod of Necromancy charge to get more units. Alright, Skeletal Minion is going to be joining in on the fight right there. Skeletal Minion already shaking off 2 Archers there. Should be able to easily deal with all of those units, as there goes a mana burn onto the Death Knight. There was a low hit point Wisp inside there. Where is this Wisp going? As it is going to go ahead and try and build up a Moonwell as well, and that is not going to have any problems at all. And no way to see how many hit points are on that Wisp, though, as we're going to take a look at a couple of arrows shot down to take down that skeletal minion. Death Knight already down to 350 hit points, but is regenerating some hit points nicely with the help of Unholy Aura, getting a little bit of regeneration, additional regeneration. Skeletal minions once again made their way through, but TGW doesn't seem to be in that big of a problem. However, with that said, WarchiefRich hasn't been able to shut down or really do anything negative in this spot. Alright, he's trapped himself into a corner, gotten himself into a 4-unit surround, as the units are now trying to capture this Demon Hunter here. What was this? WarchiefRich walked into a trap and now being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to head back out. As sometimes people ask me, is it better to let a level 1 hero die, or do you just use that Scroll of Town Portal? And the easy answer to that is, it really depends. Night Elf can get away with this a little bit more since it does have Moonwells. The Moonwells allowing that Demon Hunter to get back into the action pretty much immediately. at level 1, as it was able to be healed back up to full. We're looking at the Demon Hunter now looking or making its way back once again, already down to 210 hit points, and those Moonwells are fairly dry already. He's going to be forced to use that Moonwell there, go ahead and get back up to full hit points. Both of these Moonwells, he probably should have used this one a little bit first, just because, well, it was already lower. All right, where are all of these units going to perhaps try and travel to next? That is the question to have. Meanwhile, Circlet of, or, well, no, that Wand of Mana Stealing was in fact dropped. Death Knight now at level 2 with Rod of Necromancy and a Gloves of Haste. Naga Sea Witch picked up as the second hero from WarchiefRich. Both sides sitting at 27 over 30. You see Mana Burn, Cold Arrows right there. Some easy damage onto that fleeing unit, as the Naga Sea Witch now able to slip away again. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch has not picked up Boots of Speed, so that could be the downside here, as the Death Knight could end up getting a little bit of problems. All right, what's going to happen here? Oh, there they are. There is that reveal, as we're going to see some Mana Burn going down. All right, damage adding up. Low hit point Ghoul quickly taken down once more, trying to go after some of those units, as the Death Knight now tries to make its way over as well. Death Knight or Demon Hunter is going to be able to get off one more shot. No, it is not. Death Knight gets into harm's way in order to try and protect and save, as you're looking at, well, there goes that Ghoul down to 3 hit points. One more shot should do it. Is it going to finish it off? Yes, it does. Double high ground, not, and the archer still makes its mark. All right, more damage coming back through. It looks as though a couple of more shots should do it. And wow, that Ghoul was able to slip on through right there, but the Cold Arrow lasting long enough as the Ghoul falls as well. Mana Burn onto that Death Knight. Death Knight has not been able to get off that many death coils, as TGW, well, it feels like he's on the wrong end of the battles the past couple of skirmishes. Now sitting at 20 for supply compared to 33. All right, more engagement getting underway. Naga Sea Witch with those Cold Arrows. Are we going to see a Mana Burn from that Demon Hunter as well? Just trying to get in more damage slowly but surely. That Naga Sea Witch down to 142. 1 or 2 more shots should be enough. Naga Sea Witch trying to slither away, and we'll see if the Demon Hunter gets in another kill right there. Wisp comes in with the block. There's one attack. There's 2 attacks. Are we going to see another attack right there? Are we going to see a Mana Burn? No, we are not. Potion of Healing instead from the Tomb of Relics, providing enough cover right there. Meanwhile, coming back down to the south, Death Knight, I don't know what he's really trying to hope to do here. TGW doesn't seem like he is a man with a plan right now, as he's just going to venture forth with a couple of skeletal minions, but the Entangled Goldmine offers perfect protection inside here, unless the Ogre Mauler, he's trying to bring in a couple of other bad boys into the fight, and that's exactly what we have. He noticed that WarchiefRich was actually building a lot of his buildings a little bit too close to that Goblin Laboratory. All right, Druid of the Claw taking a little bit of damage. Well, no, out currently in play. Ancient of Lore taking a little bit of damage, but now what is this? Well, TGW suffering a lot of slow damage, as well as the Bear going to try to get in front of that Death Knight. Death Knight, however, well, with Unholy Aura, able to slip away. Wisp now making its way over. Is it going to get a body block lane? Yes, it is, and the Death Knight is in trouble, down to 85 hit points, forced to use that Scroll of Town portal. All right, we've seen some very good, very strong micro action coming in from both sides. TGW slowly gaining now on the supply lead, or not gaining, but trying to equalize compared to his opponent. Demon Hunter taking a fair bit of damage. Druid of the Claw has not used, did use a rejuvenation. That Demon Hunter should be able to get back up to at least a decent amount of hit points. Coming back on the other side here, TGW finally finished all of his tech. You can see the Slaughterhouse, the Black Citadel, the third hero. All of that gold has finally been spent and will start to become a bit useful. WarchiefRich, on the other hand, is now getting mastery training as well. Has 2 Druids of the Claw currently in Druid form, and should be able to get them into Master Bear form here in just a little bit. Druids of the Claw, 325 hit points, using that, well, I believe that's using a Moonstone right now, hence why it is nighttime, unless, well, current time of day is 00. Units are just going to round out here. There's that rejuvenation, there's an ensnare, as we're looking to clear out, well, this Goblin Merchant, the shop creep camp. Goblin Merchant creep camp. 40 supply compared to 48. WarchiefRich having a slight advantage here. Tome of Knowledge being dropped. Naga Sea Witch picking up Scourge Bone Chimes. A useful item for the bears and that Demon Hunter, as we'll see where that Demon Hunter tries to go to next. Alright, is the Vampiric items of Vampiric Aura just going to be sold? No, it looks like it was not. WarchiefRich may have forgotten that the Naga Sea Witch was right alongside them or part of the same control group. However, TGW going into Necromancers with Unholy Frenzy. Alright, Unholy Frenzy, an ability we don't see very often. It does cause a little bit of damage over time onto the unit that it is cast, but its attack speed and movement speed does go up significantly. If the Lich is able to, well, get in a large amount of debuffs with that Unholy Frenzy, all of a sudden that does become a bit of an upside here, as we're looking at the Unholy Frenzy on that Naga Sea Witch. Very fast attack speed, fast movement speed, and this is all with level 1 Unholy Aura. Alright, bears are going to be making their way out across here. Are we going to see a mana burn onto some of those critical units? There goes the Lich. Well, up come a couple of, well, skeletal minions, as we're looking at anti-magic shell being used as well. Unholy Frenzy, the Necromancer trying to back away. Naga Sea Witch gets up to level 3. Demon Hunter not trying to back up. There is a, well, there goes a Druid of the Claw, not in Druid form in time, and therefore only having, what, 600 hit points, 580 as opposed to 960. And, well, that hero nuking damage is significant if it's only trying to take down 600 hit points as opposed to something close to 1,000, finishing it off right there. More battles, more rage, more damage coming across through Abomination trying to stay alive. Death Knight, well, not going to be able to keep that Abomination alive, but a couple of Druids of the Claw could fall as well. Death Knight ventures forth a little bit beyond the lines here. Death Knight may be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal to try to get away. There's constant Frost Armor. There's the Death Coil there, and was able to save. There is a Scroll of Town Portal now being used, as we see a Fork Lightning coming back across. Naga Sea Witch does have a Potion of Greater Mana. Is he going to be able to Fork Lightning and finish off that Death Knight? No. Decides to back away, as the Death Knight, well, still leading the charge, even though it's down to 200 hit points. Dryads, low hit point bears, well, need to reconsider their life choices, as they are going to go ahead and retreat back down to 400 hit points, that Druid of the Claw, and dropping, as we see that Disease Cloud having a very, very large effect. Alright, being able to deal damage over time, even though the battle has been ended many, many moments ago. Constant Unholy Aura, no cripple. No cripple being used. Yeah, was it increased mana pool, mana regeneration? Yeah, it should be able to do something there. Lich not going to go ahead and go after that Ogre Magi again, trying to engage. Ogre Magi, is it chasing? Yes, it is. It does seem to be a little bit slowed, though, after getting, or after attacking that Lich there. Alright, both sides now mainly just heading back and perhaps trying to play their own game. WarchiefRich, TGW have had a number of exchanges. I would have thought that WarchiefRich would try and put on some pressure onto his opponent, but instead opted to clear out this expansion first, so a Tree of Life would be able to make its way over. TGW does not have any signs of an expansion, but we could have a potential creepjack here in just a moment, as the Demon Hunter is going to try and engage, and there you go, they meet each other in the battlefield. Demon Hunter now trying to back up once more. Are we going to see? Oh, there's that cripple onto that Demon Hunter. Staff of Preservation saves, as the Naga Sea Witch going to slither back. With that said, are they just going to try to hold on to that high ground, make it look like they're trying to creep it? No, they are actually trying to creep it, as in comes the Dryads as well. They're going to pull them all the way back here. Here's the engagement. Ogre Lord is now fighting, and in comes the Naga Sea Witch. Is the Naga Sea Witch going to be able to do anything here, trying to get some damage onto that Ogre Lord? Bears, Dryads, all of them are going to try and engage once more. As you can see, well, there goes a shockwave heading through many of those units. Alright, Staff of Preservation onto a bear. Yep, I called it, as the Ogre Lord does get taken down. Endurance Aura picked up, and now the Death Knight gonna go ahead and use that Scroll of Town Portal to leave that sticky situation. However, it does give an opportunity for WarchiefRich to finish off the remainder of this creep camp, getting to level 4 on his Death Knight, excuse me, Demon Hunter, and, well, getting a little bit more experience onto that Naga Sea Witch again. Expansion already underway, coming in from TGW. We're looking at, well, we're looking as the Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch, and still making their rounds back out once more, perhaps trying to catch their opponent off guard as they're going out for that, well, very high level creep camp over here at that 10 o'clock position. Death Knight does have a Scroll of Town Portal. He does have a way to get out of here if need be, if he gets creep jacked, and that's exactly what we're seeing right there. Death Coil onto that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend now trying to get back up on a high ground. There is that Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Mana Burn onto a couple Obsidian statues, but the units all disappear once more. And TGW taking both items from the Ogre Lord. What are the items? One was the Endurance Aura. I don't see the next one. Oh, Helm of Valor on now the Naga Sea Witch. Helm of Valor giving strength and agility. However, well, that Naga Sea Witch is in fact an intelligence-based hero. Extra hit points, faster attack speed, extra armor never hurt anyone. Unless you are on the receiving end of a Blade Master's attack, at which point all of that does hurt. Coming back through Abominations, now trying to clear out this bottom right-hand side. And TGW is just making WarchiefRich play a game of chase. He is going into multiple corners of the map constantly shifting his attention and buying himself time. That Haunted Goldmine ended up giving him the opportunity to get this Gargantuan Sea Turtle here and get to level 3 on that Lich. However, they are now trapped inside this location here, which is not going to be easy for them to make their way out. We can see the Necromancers are here, and what is the Demon Hunter of WarchiefRich really gonna do? Are they just gonna hang back here and wait? As we're looking at an Ancient of War being built by WarchiefRich at the expansion location for TGW. Units are gonna be trying to make their way out here in just a moment. Skeletal minions are there, Abominations. There is some Dispel magic, Death Coil not able to be used, and well, TGW realizes right now that this is not a good spot to be in, and wow, that Abomination escaping at 2 hit points, constantly trying to regenerate life even while on Blight, but the Orb of Venom and that slow poison from the Dryad was keeping it at 2 for quite some time. Abomination, well, being able to heal back up once more. You can see, you can see the essence of Blight covered, well, in addition to the natural Blight, that Abomination actually regenerating hit points rather nicely. But the Obsidian statues, well, at some point need to convert themselves over to destroyers, especially the Obsidian statues that are low on mana. Unfortunate for TGW, the statue with the most mana is also the statue with the least amount of hit points. As well, WarchiefRich realizes, you know what, I don't need to engage my opponent straight up right now. I have a sizable army lead, I have a sizable tech lead, and I am mining more gold than my opponent. At this point, even by not attacking, I am getting a little bit ahead. All right. Still, well, WarchiefRich has not gotten the Moonwell upgrades though, so only sitting at 300 mana as opposed to that 425, and to be able to fill up a little bit faster. Scroll of Town Portal picked up. Demon Hunter, thank you for the follow. Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch ready to make their moves off to the north here in just a moment. There is a revealing that location as this Tree of Life, well, is gonna get scouted out by this Acolyte. Acolyte not gonna be able to entangle or haunt this gold mine. And then now TGW is going to be forced to fight in a situation that it doesn't really want. Coming back across here, Tree of Life pretty much acting as a giant scout right now. We are, well, why is he creeping at this point? Is it very close to get to the next level? No, it is not. And the whole entire reason why you have this Tree of Life in this position is so that you can, in fact, delay this expansion. However, what we're looking at is a level 3 heroes coming across from the undead, as he is going to be able to establish up this expansion over here on the high ground. Ancient of War still scouting out this location. 94 supply compared to 69. WarchiefRich, will he be able to well, just capitalize on his larger army? That's what he wants to do. Getting up to 95 supply right now. I don't see any chimeras, and we're getting into more Dryads and Bears. as the units are going to be engaging here in just a moment. All right, continuing to battle it up. Dryads going to go ahead and make their way through. Meat wagons, well, going to deal some damage to a lot of these Dryads here, as the skeletal minions and mages with that piercing damage going to cause some problems. Blight up on the high ground, covering even more healing. Vampiric Aura offering a lot of healing options as well for those bears as the destroyers take to the skies. Archers going after those units. However, the destroyers should really be going after the bears. Are we going to see some too well-timed staff of preservations? That is the question. Fork Lightning not even going after the low hit point bears, as a bear able to back up in time. Demon Hunter going to go ahead and get staff of preservation. Level 5 now on the Naga Sea Witch, as all of that time and energy invested into taking down one Demon Hunter not gonna, well, be fruitful at all. All right, Lich, Naga Sea Witch, and Death Knight all low on mana. We can see a lot of low hit point units as well. WarchiefRich gonna lose a couple of bears. There goes one bear. Two bears could get taken down. There goes two. Are we going to see a third bear? Yes, 3 bears. And are we going to actually see a 4th bear get taken down? Yes, we are. A 16 supply drop from all of those units at the very end. And the undead army, all of their units level up 1 time. Lich gonna be in trouble. It is gonna get taken down. Fork Lightning finishing off the Lich, but the Ankh of Reincarnation was transferred over to it. Demon Hunter right there, perhaps wanting to get a mana burn. Lich is now back out onto the field. Staff of Preservation saves the Demon Hunter again, as a bear went in a bit too far. Death Knight has fallen at level 4 though, so the Death Knight unable to save the Lich. Lich had the Ankh of Reincarnation, but the Death Knight then still got taken out as well. 48 supply compared to 52. Undead having the slight advantage here, but his mining at the expansion, well, pretty much non-existent. Only with 1 acolyte on that gold mine, as these acolytes should be making their way back down to the south here in just a second. Naga Sea Witch sitting at 5, getting very close to level 6. WarchiefRich, well, wanting to figure out how to get a bit more of an economy going, has options to set up expansions, but hasn't done that as of yet. Very intensive battle over here. We are looking at Necromancers. Well, off to the side here, Demon Hunter going to try and engage. There's a mana burn onto that Naga Sea Witch. Fork Lightning following it up. Bears are right there. We might see another Staff of Preservation as, well, there it goes once more. Yeah, WarchiefRich had the larger army. He was winning with his macro, but very well played by TGW. TGW seems to be doing more with less. With that said, though, if your opponent just naturally has more, well, your opponent naturally has more. Why is WarChief not getting an UV? I don't know what that unit is. It's night. Alright, anyways. Going after those units here. Ultravision. No, Ultraviolet. Being able to see further during the dark. Maybe... Well, it looks like he didn't get the Moonwell upgrades either. So, not getting Ultravision. Yeah, not getting Ultravision, limited sight range. He's also fighting uphill in this position here. Another, well, a Tomb of Relics is being added in here. There is one Nerubian Tower offering a little bit of slow. And Skeletal Mages and Skeletal Minions are difficult to deal with for the Night Elf unless they bring along some Wisps. There is a Wisp now making its way out across the Tree of Eternity of WarchiefRich. Doesn't even have the upgrade for faster movement speed and more armor. Heck, hence the reason why that Tree of Eternity is making such a slow trip. Invulnerable Potion. Potion of Invulnerability, not Unvulnerability. Got here late for Necro Wagon. So far, what is happening here, we can see one Wisp hiding off over here. Yeah, Invulpod, I-N-V-U-L. Alright, Demon Hunter going to go ahead and engage. Mana Burn. Fork Lightning going down. Demon Hunter, is it going to end up using a Staff of Preservation again? Is the Naga Sea Witch going to say a big nope once more? No, does not do that, as the Tree of Eternity would just be too far out of position. That is the downside if you do move your Tree of Eternity. And I've said this multiple times for Night Elf players who rely heavily on Staff of Preservation should reconsider when they move that Tree of Eternity to that expansion location. All of a sudden, that Staff of Preservation drops in effectiveness just because, well, it's not going to move your units into that much of a safe spot. Without that instantaneous healing, that Staff of Preservation is not nearly as strong as the Naga Sea, which sits at level 6. Units making their way back over again. Obsidian statues, meat wagons, destroyers, all ready to engage. We're looking at a fairly even... Well, no, I take it back. WarchiefRich does have the larger supply, but we've seen that it often did not matter as WarchiefRich lost a lot of units in that last battle trying to force something to happen. So far, Fork Lightning comes back across again, trying to finish off more and more units. I believe, yep, there goes a Necromancer, day late, dollar short, as the Death Coil did not save that Necromancer right there. Nice follow-up attack. Continuing to battle it up once more. We see the Moonwells finally have that Moonwell upgrade, and wow, the Death Coil was about to finish off the Naga Sea Witch, only to see the Moonwell save it again. Alright, here is that forced engagement as we're going into Obsidian Statues trying to turn back. There are Destroyers in the back line. Why aren't they trying to fight against the Bears that are in the front? But the Dryads are pushing through. 72 supply compared to 58. TGW losing much more in this battle so far, but there are so many low hit point Druids of the Claw that could have gotten taken down if there was just simply better control on TGW's units. Yes, the Dryads were very, very deep, though, in that frontline location. The Dryads actually pushed forward, and the meat wagons didn't do the necessary damage at zoning out those magic immune unarmored units. By having the Dryads being able to push that far, it dropped the effectiveness of those destroyers, and well, allowing the Bears to really close in on that distance. WarchiefRich now turning all of these Druids of the Claw into Druid form, waiting for their mana to be able to cast Rejuvenation before trying to push forward again. WarchiefRich currently with a 14 supply advantage overall. He is running up on 2 bases compared to his opponent's 1, as the Tree of Life is being established once again at the 11 o'clock position. Well, it looks like WarchiefRich taking a play out of Moon's playbook, expanding anytime, any place, anywhere on the map. Druids of the Claw only have 2-0 upgrade, but now the Night Elf army does have access to Metamorphosis on that Demon Hunter with Orb of Venom. Orb of Venom, Orb of Venom, that ranged Venom damage, coupled that fact that it is going to be Chaos damage, it deals maximum effectiveness to absolutely everything that could be a problem. So far, though, TGW doesn't seem to realize how far behind he is sitting economically. Every minute he's waiting. Wait, no, look at this. Wait. Goblins, Zeppelins clearing out at the trees right there, trying to shut down that expansion by taking down that Entangled Gold Mine. It was effective, but little cute tricks like that right now is not going to cause him to win the game, especially as a second or a third Tree of Life will be entangling this gold mine off to the north here. Destroyers ready to move on out once more. 164 gold, a little bit more gold needs to be added. Destroyers ready to move on through. We can see Disease Cloud being spread across all of these Druids of the Claw, who are now back up to full health, saving all of these bears, saving a bear from death. And then waiting for the next battle, you can pretty much guarantee that that Druid of the Claw will be back up to full hit points because of its own healing ability, and, well, still be able to cause a lot more problems. In comes the Goblin Zeppelin, spotting this Tree of Eternity, and, well, is damage going to be had? There is that damage there. Dealing what is that, a couple hundred hit points, or almost 100 hit points per attack. Goblin Zeppelin, well, there is that meat wagon trying to cause some problems. Are we going to see attack ground working a bit of damage as well, as those whiffs one of those whiffs does get taken down? All right, WarchiefRich gonna go ahead and engage here. There is a graveyard in the front line. Meat Wagon in the front off to the side here. The Dryads unable to really fight, and fighting up onto the high ground is rather tough. You can see that the Sea Witch now casting Tornado, picking up some of those units, but those are only skeletal minions, not anything really else. Nerubian Tower looks like it will get taken down to 16 hit points, down to 2. It finally gets taken down here. Metamorphosis on the Demon Hunter trying to finish off more units again, and without those Meat Wagons to deal with all of those Dryads, well, the Destroyers finishing off the Bears, but the Dryads are still going to be a major problem here. All right, pushing in. TGW should be able to trade fairly efficiently here. But as we are looking at the Destroyers causing a lot of problems once again, 55 supply compared to 59. That start of that engagement, not a preferable spot. Tree of Eternity being forced to uproot, and WarchiefRich was unable to hold on to his advantage there. We can see that other gold mine is in fact mining, and we're looking at the Goblin Zeppelin still just putting pressure all over the place. Dryads almost don't exist. Getting a couple of glaive throwers, getting chimeras, all of those are valuable options as we're looking at the Chimera, well, looking to start and fight as well. Tree of Life. Is this Tree of Life worth saving? Only 2.5 minutes of mining left at that gold mine. We might see some detonations. There we are. Slow detonations. There is some repairs. There's a Frost Nova as the heroes are all almost up to level 5. All right, that Lich just needs a little bit more. Dryads could just finish off, abolish magic, all of those, get a little bit more experience as well. Are they going to try to dive on in as the Naga Sea Witch gets in some cold arrows for good measure? More repairs underway. Meat Wagons playing the game of, well, chase with the Tree of Eternity. Tree of Eternity finally has the movement speed upgrade, but is not doing all that much either. So far, the story of the game has been that TGW has not been able to mine nearly as much gold as WarchiefRich, but TGW has been much more effective in his units overall. He's been able to catch up, get a lot of experience on his 3 heroes, and now that he's gotten his Lich almost to level 5, we're gonna see level 3 Frost Nova as well. Level 3 Death Coil, level 3 Frost Nova, level 3 Fork Lightning is going to spell certain death for much of that front line, as there's only 3 Druids of the Claw left. However, I don't see the necessary Crypt Fiends to combat the Dryads that we're looking at. All right, they're going to go see in a fight here. The Destroyers looked like they were about to attack, ended up not doing so. Those slow poison on the Destroyers causing some problems, as you're going to see the Destroyer now back on Blight once more. This expansion down over here only has 4 acolytes on the gold mine. TGW getting the 5th one back here again. We are still looking at WarchiefRich establishing multiple gold mines everywhere else. The Meat Wagons are trying to perhaps shut down this Tree of Life, but it's really not going to work out too well for him, as there are a couple of bears and now even an Ancient of War patrolling off to this location here. There more damage coming back through. Wisps are causing a bit of repairs. You can see that Meat Wagon going to get picked up. Meanwhile, a battle back across here. Slow poison. Making it difficult to do hit and run tactics. Naga Sea Witch does have cold arrows, and the Chimera. Are we getting the siege attack upgrade? No, we are not. So without the siege attack upgrade, well, they're not going to be able to attack that far from that distance. With that said, though, the Meat Wagons are really what I believe WarchiefRich is scared of, because that's what's counteracting those Dryads. Moonwell is going to end up getting taken down here in just a moment. Units are going to roll on through again. A lot of skeletal minions are being added into this fight as they're backing up back and forth. Both sides just wanting to make sure they don't make the fatal mistake. 77 supply over 90 as the Meat Wagons continue to play a game of harassment. Roar now being used. Chimeras up to 150 damage on the high end. A 3rd Chimera getting added in by WarchiefRich. 77 over 90 supply. And that's what you can afford to do when you have that much gold. Tree of Eternity has a whole bunch of wisps, but no one entangled in that gold mine. I take it back. Now all of them diving on in again. All right, cold arrows, dizziness onto those 2 Meat Wagons, and that was an instantaneous, heavy felt loss for the undead army. Death Knight even trying to bring Endurance Aura and Unholy Aura to save that Goblin Zeppelin was unable to do so. Bears, Dryads, Demon Hunter, Naga Sea Witch ready to move on over again. Are we going to see that Naga or that Lich get up to level 5 for level 3 Frost Nova? That is the question, as an army of skeletal minions and mages ready to push on through. Rejuvenation being cast, but still this very long standoff here, and it looks like a battle is about to take place, but when will it finally go down? 85 supply over 90. Demon Hunter sitting at level 6. He has Metamorphosis. He should be available to try to finish off a couple of units. Mining still happening on every corner of the map. WarchiefRich back up to 90 supply compared to 70. Skeletal minions are getting taken down. Level 7 now on that Naga Sea Witch. So level 7 on the Naga Sea Witch, level 3 Fork Lightning, level 3 Cold Arrows, as the Chimeras are still really not engaging yet. We're looking at perhaps a big battle about to occur, about to happen. Destroyers are all in the air. In come the Chimeras. The Chimeras are not able to engage against those meat wagons, as the other units are off to the side, continuing to try and fight. Here we go. Skeletal Mages getting in some easy damage as they're diving on in. Hippogriff's going to start to dive in as well. Death Coil after going after some of those units. Are we going to see a Frost Nova and Chimeras getting taken down before they even could deal that much damage? And beautiful position by TGW. Is it going to be enough? Trying to use the trees into an advantageous position. Dryads are fighting across here. Bears are falling. 84 supply compared to 63. Units are falling on both sides. The Lich could end up getting taken down. Lich down to 700 hit points after the Death Coil heal, as the Bears are going to fall as well. Chimeras going after the Bears, and unit after unit is falling. WarchiefRich going to end up, is going to take down that last, that meat wagon down to 15 hit points, still alive. A couple of low hit point Bears in that front line. Naga Sea Witch falls at level 5, 63 supply compared to 22. And it looks like TGW has finally cracked. WarchiefRich needed a very wow, Death Coil, a split second late right there. And there is the GG. WarchiefRich with over a 50% increase in his opponent's resource score, narrowly getting taken out by TGW, who was trading very, very well. You can take a look at the maximum unit supplies, 99 over 75 units produced. Well, we know that necromancers and those summon undead units actually count as units produced, so that wasn't as really telling of a story. WarchiefRich needing multiple categories to end up getting that win. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.